On April 25, 1953, James Watson and Francis Crick were published in the scientific journal Nature. The discovery about the true structure of DNA was monumental and has forever changed science and medicine. In their article, they wrote, "This structure has two helical chains, each coiled around the same axis." End quote. DNA is a genetic code or a blueprint that exists in all living organisms. It provides the assembly instructions for each of the complex machines in the cell. DNA provides directions for the cell to function much like a city, with power conversion, manufacturing, diagnostics, and repair. There's communications and waste management. All this complex information in DNA begs the question, where did the information in DNA come from? About 6 years ago, I wrote a book called Evolution Shot Full of Holes. It's about 4 major faults in evolution. Since then, I've wanted to create a documentary that talks about the information in DNA. With your help, we can make that happen. Viewers will see evidence for design in DNA that they had no idea could be so powerful. To give you a preview of the evidence, I want to take you with me to see some of my conversations with people I visited at the UW-Madison campus. So you're a student here at the UW.
Mm-hmm.
Tell me, do you believe in evolution?
Yeah, I do.
Okay.
I do.
I do, and it's a very complex matter.
Yes.
Okay. Do you consider it to be a fact? Is
I do.
it that much of a... Okay.
Yes.
All right.
I would say it's a scientific theory, so it's a fact, yes.
Okay, but for you it is
Yeah,
a fact.
yeah.
To help people understand design versus a natural cause, I like to use the analogy of a heart drawn in the sand. So if you were to go out on a beach and out there in the sand you see a great big heart with the words "I love you" written in it, would you ever think that that came as a result of the wind or the waves washing up or any other kind of natural form of
That wouldn't
erosion?
occur to me, no.
Right. But the information in DNA is volumes long. So then I asked, but then when it comes to the issue of DNA, where do you suppose that information comes from? In several cases at the end of the discussion, the people were much more open to creation. Because when you think about what would it take to go from a prokaryote, bacteria, to a eukaryote, you're talking about multiple systems to create those organelles that didn't exist before. Multiple proteins to even create one organelle. We're talking about massive amounts of information that didn't exist before and can only come about through natural processes without a mind or intelligence, and as far as we know, can only come about through time, chance, natural selection, mutations. I find that to be a very strong argument in favor of design.
Yeah, it is. I mean, it sounds like a big stretch to say that all of that just happened.
Can you think of any evidence that favors intelligent design? Or can you explain what intelligent design is?
I honestly have a hard time getting my head around that. And it could be. There's an argument there, and I see what it is, okay?
Good.
And I'm not a smart enough human being to make a solid stand that there is or is not an entity that has actually created us. Mm-hmm. So I'm on the agnostic side of things.
Okay.
Because I'm not smart enough to say yes it is or no it isn't.
There's an argument there worth thinking about.
Yes.
I appreciate your time. I really enjoyed my interactions with these people, partly because it affirmed that the information in DNA is a message that resonates with people. It certainly has the power to make people think seriously about design as an option. We live in a world where the majority of people from all walks of life and faith are accepting evolution as fact. I find it exciting to talk to people about the information in DNA. I'll tell them about 5 levels of information and other supporting evidence for design. Then, like the young lady and the gentleman in the interviews, before my eyes they start to question evolution as fact and begin to consider God, or at least intelligent design, as the source of information in DNA. To me, that is so very powerful. But that is just the beginning. I have so much more to show and explain that it needs to be put into a documentary. With your financial help, we will produce a beautiful hour-long documentary that will be played in film festivals and theaters internationally. This Indiegogo campaign will cover the cost of production, which includes filming interviews, travel, and creating motion graphics. Please share this link with your favorite social media outlets, including Facebook and Twitter. To help it go viral, take the time to comment on websites and blogs with a link to this page. We have some great incentives for giving, so join in the fun and help us meet our goal of $200,000.